We all hear the constant messaging about stress, how bad it is for you. It's creates lots of health issues like cardiovascular issues and cancer and anxiety and all these terrible things that stress causes. But stress isn't really an enemy, it's a resource. And if you use your stress properly, then you're going to be able to get ahead, move forward rather than backward. Most people, they take their stress and they won't try and ignore it. That's one thing. They ignore it, or they try to dissipate it, use it for something different than what it's in their body wants it to use it for. Or disperse it some way. Just, I'm going to use a little bit here and a little bit there, and I'm going to, just kind of spread it out so that way I don't have to deal with it as much. Problem is that there's two types of stress, right? There's distress, which is that oppressive type of stress that gives you that fight or flight feeling. Then you want to do something and whatever, you have to defend yourself. And then there's eustress, which is a stress which is positive, right? You're looking forward to doing something. You're going to go perform something. You do some public speaking or something like that. But the thing is, both these types of stress, distress and eustress, have the same effect on the body. It's the same thing. Your cortisol goes up, your heart rate goes up, your focus narrows. You're like the old saying goes, a dog in the hunt doesn't know he has fleas, or you act like a horse with the blinders on in a race, right? They put blinders on the horse so he can just see straight ahead. These are the things that you have to do that happen when you are stressed, right? You just automatically get this boost of energy that your brain says, we need to deal with this situation, and here's the energy to do it. Now, unfortunately, if we try to dissipate it, then your brain says, we still have the problem, right? The problem is still there. You haven't dealt with the problem, and so it's just going to reactivate the stress, and you're going to be, whatever it is you're doing to reduce your stress. You can go exercise, which is great. You can meditate, you can journal, all those great things, some of which I've talked about in the past, and they're great ideas. But if you don't use the stress for the thing that your body or your brain is intending to use it for, then it's just going to come right back. So instead, why don't you use the energy that you're getting from the stress, the higher cortisol level, the the higher cardiovascular rate, and that anxiety that really is just watching out for danger, watching out for different opportunities, different things that are going on. Why don't you use that to move forward? Now, how do you do that? Well, you can do, there's a 3-step process for taking stress and converting it into energy. So, first thing you need to do is recognize that you're stressed. Now, a lot of people don't recognize when they're stressed. They just have been habitually stressed for such a long time. That's just how they feel. And so going to work, they start getting stressed, and that's how they feel when they go to work. They don't notice it. Stop, notice the stress. When you go into work and you're feeling stressed, figure out what is it that is the message, what is the message your brain is trying to tell you when you're going to work, right? Do you want to do a really good job? Probably. Is there something that you have to learn before you can be confident about? Well, that could be a stressor. Do you have a talk or a speech you have to do, or a presentation that you have to do, or is there some things you have to learn to move up to the next level? So recognize that you're stressed. That's the first thing. Just, okay, I'm stressed, and this is why I'm stressed. Second thing, welcome it. Oh, great. I'm stressed. That must mean that I have something to learn, something to do, and I have the energy. Thank you, brain. I now have the energy to actually get the information or do the thing I need to do. You welcome it. thank you for this extra energy for doing the activity that I want to do. And thirdly, you need to utilize it. Now that you have the energy, you recognize you have the energy, utilize it, use it. Okay, so I've got this extra energy. I need to learn this thing. I'm very focused on this one thing. Take the time. If it takes a half an hour out of your day, stop, learn, and figure out what it is that you need to do. Maybe it's you have to go and deal with a conflict that you're having with a coworker or a spouse or a significant other of some sort. Great. Take that energy and use that energy to deal with the problem. Don't try to avoid it, because the more you avoid it, the more your brain says, I still have to do it, and we still have to deal with the problem. We got to deal with the problem. We got to deal with the problem. And it just keeps on going with that stress, and this stress goes up, and that's when it becomes unhealthy. So stop and do those three things. Recognize that you have stress, welcome the stress, and then use that stress for the intended purpose it has. Don't go off and try and dissipate it by doing an extra run or some form of exercise or a meditation or journal it out. Stop. Deal with the problem first. Once you've dealt with the stress, the problem that's giving you the stress, then you don't have to worry about that stress anymore, right? But if you don't, then you're going to end up rehashing it all over and doing it again. So, hope that helps.